Ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, Transformers fans everywhere, welcome back. LPS, Last Prime Speculator, here to bring you my top 10 villains I'd like to see in a future live-action universe film. If you're new to this channel, make sure to consider subscribing and turn on all notifications. That way you can stay updated with all my Transformers videos. But with all that way, guys, let's check out my top 10. Number 10, Sixshot. Few Decepticons are feared as Sixshot, either by Autobots or by their own comrades. As the first Transformer, Six-Changer is able to assume 6 different modes. He is officially designated as a solo Transformer assault group, but is more known among those who know and fear him as a one-robot army. Sixshot's destructive ability is the stuff of legend, a gleeful murderess that is matched in fear, only to be intensified by which he sets the blood tasks that are given to him. He is highly intelligent and not without honor of a rap sort. He grants respect to any opponent that deems worthy, and he always speaks well of his opponent after detaching or destroying them. These attitudes are reflective of Sixshot's understanding and inevitable end that awaits a warrior such as he, and the hope that when his own end eventually arrives, he will be remembered in the same way. But that end will be a long time coming, for although Sixshot believes that his life is worthy, living for all those along them, they are opponents who cannot challenge him. Number 9, Cyclonus. Among the Decepticons, finding a genuinely loyal and component second in command is near impossible. Created by Unicron, Cyclonus is a being whose loyalty to Galvatron and the Decepticon cause is so intense as to exclude most other emotions and interests from his mind. He is dedicated to destruction in his leader's name. He also has the brains to back up the dedication, power to enforce Galvatron's will, and the incentive to form the plans to get them done. Cyclonus can easily rule the Decepticons himself if he so desired, either as a power behind the throne or directly overthrowing his psychotic master. Number 8, Predaking. Predaking is the fiercest fusion of all 5 of the Predacons: Dive Bomb, Headstrong, Rampage, Tantrum, and their leader, Razorclaw. Predaking is highly unusual, perhaps even unique, among combiners by the success fusion of each of his component elements, physical abilities, and personalities. Most of his other kind are rendered as stupid and borderline insane by the merge of their minds, but the 5 Predacons are united by their shared love of the hunt and produce a single complete personality. Between his physical powers, unexpected mental occurrences, and animalistic, Predaking is one of the most dangerous and intimidating weapons ever to be added to the Decepticon ranks. When Predaking is on your trail, all hope is lost. Number 7, Gian. Gian is a fierce warrior, skilled in the ancient Cybertronian martial arts of Metal Kato. He and his blade can cut through the battlefield as everyone else is operating at a minimal speed setting. Gian feasts in the battle seem nearly supernatural, which is probably the effect he's going for. If he doesn't believe in his own hype, utterly vicious, Gian is also highly religious, adhering the arcane code of honor, though his beliefs fuel his single-minded bloodthirstiness with a dogmatic precision. They also call him to be rather superstitious. Gian's confidence, skill, and grand words have often catapulted him through the upper ranks of the Decepticons. The Mayhem Attack Squad is the unusual host, but he has also been known to fill as a Decepticon leader if a power vacuum presents itself. Gian is a pretender who has adopted a shell which takes the appearance of a skeleton samurai. His signature weapon is an Energo sword, though he carries a shield and a high-voltage electric cannon. In accordance with his martial arts, his generator and his shell legs can create a disoriented cloud of smoke, and he can generate electric fireballs from the torso and either part of his body of his shells. It is unknown whether Gian is any less capable of his blocky robot mode. Number 6, Thunderwing. In a better world, Thunderwing would be the ideal Decepticon leader. He's fearless, ruthless, and immensely powerful, while uncommonly concerned about the welfare of his fellow Decepticons. For this mindset, Thunderwing gets his high approval rating from his peers, but sadly, that's not his whole story. Thunderwing's vice is simply obsession. When his mindset is sight on whoever or what the future of his goals, he will stop nothing to achieve victory. Slowly but surely, his esteem for his colleagues is replaced by single mindlessness, until finally Thunderwing awakes from his haze, potentially victorious, but either abandoned by the bodies of the few friends who have tried violently to snap him out of it. In these dark moments, the usually noble Thunderwing is as deceitful as a two-faced as any half-wit Decepticons. But what separates Thunderwing from his sheer power, his pretender shell is likely the most powerful ever built. and any forms impenetrable armor around his robot body. Every inch is covered in weaponry, from the electric guns in his shoulders, to the hose chest that emit dangerous gases, to even his rarely used metal-eating laser beams that fires out of his forehead. In addition to this built arsenal, he carries around a signature Cyclone cannon, the power of which is increased by 50% to his power bag, his shell house on his back. In jet mode, Thunderwing can unleash a never-ending tyrant of a plasma charge. Because of this, Thunderwing almost always successful in hunting down his obsessions. Number 5. Nova Prime. Nova Prime was the predecessor to Nodimus Prime, one of the elite soldiers of the Nova Major. He led the unfaction of divided Cybertron, ascending to the leadership of his people. Nova Prime believed that the Transformers were the greatest among all life forms, and that they should bring their glory to the myriad of lesser races throughout the entire universe. After being sucked into the dead universe, Nova Prime was chosen to be the host of the Darkness, an unworthy counterpart of the Matrix leadership, which is worked by transporting the inhabitants of the dead universe into the unwielders of the anti-life. Upon merging, Nova was reborn as a sinister and extremely powerful Nemesis Prime. He now sees it as his mission to fulfill the darkness by expanding the dead universe pulled into the living realm. Nova Prime may seem to hold a sway of both of his troops of the darkness, but nothing could be further from the truth. And then, there is fear. The fear that the darkness has more in common with the Matrix than Nova Prime is comfortable with. He feels he has earned this power, and is willing to see it follow its natural path. Number 4. The Quintessons. The Quintessons are a bizarre and ancient race whose dark histories shadowy are bound to the history of the Transformers, with connections to both Primus and Unicron. They are known galaxy-wide as traders, entrepreneurs, and businessmen, but their dealings are very rarely on that level, often laced with intrigue and betrayal. They prefer subtitle manipulation, scheming, and advanced technology over brutal force. But if those don't work, they can fall on the back of their legion of deadly Sharticons and Alicons at their command and their fleet of their battle, ready spaceships as well. However, the Quintessons themselves have zero fighting abilities and are absolute cowards if they have nothing to hide behind. Number 3. Tarn. Tarn is an eloquent Decepticon. He enjoys nothing more than playing beautiful music as he waxes poetic quotations towards peace and other philosophies works by Megatron. He tends to indulge these pleasures. At the same time, he uses his vocal processor to cause the Decepticon Justice Division. He is beyond zealous in his devotion to Megatron's cause, going as far to impose the Decepticon insignia onto his faceplate. No traitor, no coward is capable of escaping him and his team. Despite the appearances, Tarn is a mess of contractions. He can be as brutally violent as any other Decepticon, but views himself as a vile leader to his team and his admiration. He believes his actions are entirely justified, yet sometimes his thoughts are consistently streamed through self-degeneration. He works hard to run a tight but fair ship. On the other hand, for all his thoughts of control, Tarn can go infallible to life-threatening in a matter of moments. His addictive tendencies have led him to burning out the original Transformer cog years ago, and his reliance of power-enhancing nuke can lead them to losing himself in the lust for violence. Tarn has no doubt that while he may try to convince himself otherwise, Tarn is truly a murderer. His utter devotion to the Decepticon cause means he will ensure the fear of Megatron is put into any that would consider abandoning their noble goals of the Decepticon cause. Number 2. Zeta Prime. Thrust into authority by the death of the previous Matrix bearer, Zeta Prime took his thankfulness job of heading the Autobot forces in the wake of the Decepticon conflict. He is probably a pretty nice guy. After all, Satan himself masquerades as an angel of light, and Zeta himself looks downright evil. It is the masked horned face of someone who would torture and brainwash the descendants and suck the feel out of his own citizens to fuel his own empire. Number 1. Unicron. Unicron is the eternal archenemy of his twin brother Primus, also known as the Lord of Chaos, the Chaos Bringer, and the Planet Eater. He is dedicated to consuming the multi-universe. His massive form is powered by the consumption of planets, moons, stars, and even the fabric of existence. Unicron will not be satisfied until his ultimate goal is obtained, to bring the end of the annoying creation, boosting a penance around him, and find peace by becoming the living center of the universe himself, and the end of all things. To undertake the seemingly underwhelming task, Unicron is able to travel across realities at will, an evil plague upon existence himself. Integrated into the systems are quantum computers which calculate probabilities forward and backwards in time itself, giving his processor an ever-ending change, evolving map of the universe. With these abilities to his disposal, Unicron is thrust from devouring approximately 22.56% of the known universe. Seeing at the distance from the multi-universe, this collective, Unicron phenomenon, acts as the characteristics of a virus or a plague, seeping through realities, succeeding where it can, retreating when it cannot. The only thing he fears is the soul of Primus, contained inside the Matrix. To a being of chaos and uncreation, this font of life is a poison to Unicron. Frequently, Unicron will make deals with lesser beings, promising them vast new powers in exchange for their soul. These minions are sometimes stripped entirely from their free will, but others follow him willingly. Service to Unicron, however, is a double-edged sword, for it can cause insanity and loss of oneself. In the end, Unicron plans ultimate power and the consumption of all living beings as well as the multi-universe itself. He will stop at nothing until he's the only one left. So I hope you guys enjoyed my top 10 villains I'd like to see in the Transformers cinematic universe. Before you guys start hammering me in the comment section about Unicron saying he was in Transformers the last night, I don't consider just seeing Unicron's horns being part of the Transformers live action universe. I want the full transformation of Unicron. But make sure to leave your comments below of the villains or top 10 that you'd like to see in a Transformers live action universe movie. If you're new to the channel, make sure to consider subscribing, turn on all notifications, don't forget to like and share this video. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Prime Speculator. That way you can stay updated with my Transformers speculations news and all that good stuff. To my subscribers, I love you so much. LPS here to bring you another top 10. Peace.